We're going to be talking about the raid today, and there's this conversation going around in the community about difficulty level, engram drops, and that's what we're going to be discussing. So first of all, does anybody think that it is too hard to get into the raid? I don't.
Too hard to get into.
That seems to be the conversation. People feel like they were throttled by prime engram drops. I think that if you were very careful and meticulous about your drops, you could have been able to compete in the raid day one, because I have a fire team that has 4 people that have a regular 40-hour work schedule, and they were still able to enter. 2 people, myself, I work at IGN, and 1 other person was able to dedicate a large amount of time. But we didn't farm prime engrams. We finished 63rd.
Nicely done.
I feel pretty good about that. Fran, you were on the other side of the argument. I like that you have to wait, that it might take a week or so to try the raid. Let's hear your take.
Yeah, Destin knows I'm pretty salty about this one. It comes down to very simple math, and this is where we cannot get on the same page. Even the way that Destin phrased the question, is it hard to get into the raid? No, anybody can load the raid up. Anybody can be 530 and go into the raid. The issue is how many hours per your drops on average across a player base. Where did you land? I landed at 532 after 50 hours of very meticulous grinding. Like, I'm not an idiot. I chased the right stuff. I talked to people, do the Dreaming City, whatever. Like, I just got some bad luck. I got every power engram almost on the map, shy of Ace of Spades because of the amount of time again. So, like, just as one quick comparison, Destin, you thought you played 60, but I'm still looking for a full audit on the team. How much did each team member play? But you played 60. So all I'm really getting at is...
I can tell you that Teddy only ran 1 character,
but just
and that he worked a full...
Sure.
He worked 30 hours.
But it comes down to hours.
Student.
So just very quick example. You ran 10 more hours than me, 20% more time than I had. So I just want to be clear. I love that the raid is hard. That was kind of written on the sheet, is the raid too hard? And I'm like, that's not my issue. I love that the raid is hard. My issue is how long I played, what I landed on. And I know a lot of people that landed in the 530s. Even some of your team members did, but not all of them. And how many hours did it take to get there? And for me, that's asking too much, and numbers don't lie, stats don't lie. So again, I want to be clear. The raid is not too hard. The raid is amazing,
Correct.
by the way.
A lot of people couldn't do the raid, and I say, who cares?
Right. So I'm going to finish this rant with... I really love how hard the raid is. I love even that there's a barrier to entry. But on week 1 and going into week 2, 10 days that we had that take off work on a Friday, family obligations that you set aside that we could plan, I ended up at 532 after 50 hours, and that is just way too low for a recommended light level. And last note, fewer than 2,000 people were the recommended light level in the entire world.
And I see no problem with that whatsoever. I think the raid should be a coveted experience that you have to work to level up to. If you couldn't get there the first week, you have
need more
17
hours in your life.
chances.
That's who this game is for.
You have 17 hours on your second character, 17 more powerful engram drops to get raid ready. You only need to be 550. There is no more excuses after week 2 that you can't be raid ready.
Yeah, there is. I have a wedding this weekend. I can't take off work this week. I legitimately can't play. That's right.
Bungie needs to balance the raid so that people who have weddings can get in on day 1.
You know I'm super salty, which I think hopefully makes for good conversation. The issue I take is that there's an assumption that people can play the amount of hours you're talking about.
Okay, so I think that's it. The expectation thing is what is always, I think, the issue. And we blame Bungie, or people blame Bungie, but it's like, I think Destiny 2 Year 1, well, people do. I think the issue is Destiny 2 Year 1 was a result of some of what you're saying, and I think the game seemed very approachable, almost too easy, and did not, keep people's attention, specifically those people that we watch, like Datto and Gigs and all those, like, and you as well, who grinded 24 hours. Well, not in per day, but you played the raid almost for how many consecutive hours?
31 hours. It took us 31 hours to play the raid.
That is crazy. Yeah. But how many did you play consecutively though on one day?
First day you did like 20, I think,
12,
right? Or
12 or more hours.
Yeah, because I did 10 to 12 the first day as well.
You did like 6. Like I did 16 the first day.
18 to 20 the first day.
Right. Yeah, I played the raid for 16 hours the first day.
So to sum up your argument, your thing is that you thought that the amount of hours invested to get to the point of the raid, you did not feel that it was communicated what the expectation of light level going in was, and how would you want them to change that?
I mean, maybe when we get to it, we should talk about what I feel was taken away, right? That's what this is about, is what was taken away from me by the hourly requirement. That's all. And certainly that I couldn't predict that. I couldn't look at 10 days of there are so many power engrams. I was so excited, right?
Right.
Like, oh my God, this is great. And like the rate, like I know it's going to be a tough one. I thought I was going to land at 540 something, by the way. I did. That was what I thought, but nope. And the amount of time it took to get there. So maybe we can talk about what was taken away, but I was just going to say, sorry, what was the question?
No, the question was, what do you think we should do? And just to preface it, right now.
The communication.
Yeah, the communication. So Destin has beaten it. I had some personal family issues as well. My grandfather passed away the day after the raid, or the day before, and I had to fly out. But you have not finished it yet.
We've played at the same part. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're both at like
the
big third encounter. Yeah, and
I haven't even jumped in yet.
There you go.
I'm totally blind. I've watched no footage or anything.
Yeah. So
wow. That's really, you haven't been forced to watch the raid yet?
Exactly.
Hey, so
I'm amazed.
Guess what? I control what I click on when I'm on YouTube.
There you go.
Why is that an issue? People are spoiling the stuff for themselves.
Well, people think it's over now. People think it's over. It's been spoiled because footage exists of it. And I don't know. I don't think
there's a factor of that, but for me, it's the player base. It's going to be very hard to find a team on the third encounter that is still blind.
So that's an important part for you.
Fran, I could tear apart what you did wrong, but I don't want to do that.
I don't care if you do.
Well, first of all, you did a
hours.
call out for the raid team the day of the raid.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get a raid team.
No, that's not true. I already had some people in line, and they were like the power that I had a raid team. It doesn't change anything. I was already playing with 2 team members, and actually, no, I had like 4 out of 6. It wasn't like unorganized.
But then you put out a Twitter call to finish off your raid team.
I mean, what does that mean?
But again, what's the difference?
I knew I had to do this for the review. I planned it a month in advance.
But do you see what you're saying? You're saying the player base is so exclusive.
And it should be.
And so that's the point
That's
here.
what makes it a coveted, rewarding experience. Yeah. This is one of the best changes that they have ever done for Destiny.
Why? Because they throttled you by light that fewer than 2,000 people could achieve it by having enough time in their life.
So you want
meaning I wasn't incapable.
Okay.
If I took off work, I wouldn't be complaining as much. I would have done the raid. You see the difference?
Why didn't you take off work?
I did only one day. Sorry, and I only stayed up until 4 a.m. But I know I'm not trying to whine about
saying you're
playing games.
We're not saying you did bad.
That's right. The point is
you didn't plan adequately for your raid experience. Is all I'm saying.
But what's
that's where I disagree. It's the amount of hours.
That's what's the problem with going in week 2?
Because
people act like
people
act like because they weren't able to get to the required amount of light to get into the raid and do it successfully on day 1, that it's broken and it's over for them. They have no other opportunity to do it. I don't feel like that. I haven't been in the raid yet. I haven't watched any videos. I've been traveling and doing other productions, which is great because now I feel like I don't have any problem going in at my own pace.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get why people
have
that.
like the ultimate player base. That's what I run into. You have to go to freaking LFG. I can't play with my team members anymore. Click's already finished it. He's one of my team members.
Yeah.
Okay? He had to
move
move on.
To him last night.
He was 550 because he could play more. He's gone. He's done. I lose that experience with someone I've been raiding with for years. So another player we played with, he couldn't play.
You want to talk about what was taken away from you? It sounds like where you're going.
Yeah.
So you can't play with the raid group that you wanted to.
Well, it's part of it. I have team members that I play with. So now what had happened is on the first weekend, right, I had to go out and try to find new team members. And now I got people coming in saying they'll sit on the sideline. That was the best option short of going to LFG and like completely random. And I really don't like that.
Dude, raid.
So I don't want the raid spoiled for me, and that's what I'm in jeopardy of. And then I also like playing the raid, like at least heavily, a big chunk of it at once. I played for 16 hours. I would have preferred that the team that started to get splintered at about 10, which actually that should be expected. If you're going to raid all day, you should have a team that can do it all day.
I met 2 of my raid team members on LFG.
Yeah, I'm not saying LFG is a bad place to find, but I already have a pretty big community. It was very hard.
And you want to play the raid with people that you know, for sure.
Inclusiveness. It really is that simple, Destin. Inclusiveness versus exclusiveness. It was 2,000 exclusive, okay? I'm going to call it the 2,000 Club because that's the number I saw of the people that could across all platforms, by the way. There was only one PlayStation raid completion by Sunday night or Monday? It's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Console
was bad.
I like that too, though.
That reminds me of
that.
Oh,
but it's not because there it is. Don't World of Warcraft, right?
Yep. It reminds me of old school World of Warcraft.
So was that because it's hard though, or because of the time required?
Both.
That's all I'm saying.
Because I think when you're talking about a game that has RPG mechanics, they're kind of the same thing. Like the time requirement is part of the difficulty. There is
Yeah.
There's the RNG sort of mechanic, and sometimes people are lucky or not, but we know that going in. Like, we know that sometimes you're going to get screwed on drops, and that's just part of the game.
That's the other issue.
But it's been like that all throughout Destiny.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for watching Fireteam Chat. CJ, I'll let you say some stuff this episode.
Hello.
That was great. Anyway, if you want to watch more, you can subscribe up here or down there. I don't know where I put it. But anyway, there's probably a video here and the sub there. Just click that stuff. It helps us.